All right, this week we're going to write a problem and solution paragraph. You need to think about which ideas to include and think about how the solution is going to solve the problem. Now, good writers organize their ideas in an order that makes sense. They might tell ideas in the order in which they happened or in an order of importance. All right, remember to always show the connection between your ideas. So the prompt is to write a paragraph describing a problem that electricity has helped to solve. Now I want to put ideas that tell about my solution in order of importance. So which detail about the solution is most important? I need to think. We get information right away is a really important piece of information. So that's what I'm going to write first. And this is about electricity making news available readily. So that's what I am using. You are going to use a graphic organizer like this one to help you to plan your problem and solution paragraph. Your problem is here, okay? The problem that electricity has helped to solve, and then the solution. How did electricity help solve the problem? And then the details, okay? Try to list at least 3 details about how the problem was solved. So here's just a sneak peek at their example from the book. Electricity makes news readily available. The problem is that there was no way to get information about weather emergencies. But the solution was electricity lets us use TVs, radios, and computers to get news. We get information right away. That is the first most important piece of information, so that we can be prepared ahead of time. And we can still use batteries in a radio if the power goes out. Okay, so this is my pre-writing and planning of my problem and solution paragraph. You're going to write something very similar to this, just getting your ideas down on paper, and plan your problem and solution paragraph either on just a clean sheet of lined paper or in your composition notebook. But once you've planned it, come back to the video and we're going to start using that information to begin our draft. Now, good writers choose their words carefully. They use adverbs to elaborate or give more detail. Now, adverbs can also show a writer's voice by showing how the writer feels about a subject. An adverb is a word that describes a verb. They tell how, when, or where. So here's an example. Here's one without adverbs. 2 like poles will repel each other. With adverbs, 2 like poles will strongly repel each other. The second example with adverbs gives more detail about how the poles react to one another. You are going to use your graphic organizer that you just filled out, where you were pre-writing and thinking of your ideas and thinking of your problem solution and all the details that support how that problem was solved. And you're going to begin to draft. All right. I'm going to draft your problem and solution paragraph in a model that looks similar to what is on your screen. You can make sure that your topic sentence states the problem that you're discussing, and then that the supporting sentences following that give details about how the problem is solved, and then your conclusion sums it all up. Here's an example using that electricity making news readily available. Long ago, people could only get news from the newspaper or from letters. They had no way to find out weather emergencies that happened quickly. Now, electricity lets us get news anytime from the TV, radio, or computer. We can instantly find out about bad weather, such as hurricanes or tornadoes. We know what is going on as soon as it happens or even before it happens. This lets us prepare. We can stock up on food and supplies or get our house ready for a storm. Electricity also keeps us safe. Even if the power goes out, we can use batteries and get news from the radio. We never have to wonder what's happening or what will happen next. Electricity lets us easily learn important news when we need it. All right, so you're going to begin drafting your own problem and solution paragraph using the chart that you filled out in the beginning of this video. Remember to include facts, definition, details, and to provide that concluding statement. So you can do that and be ready for revising and your final copy in video 3.